A list of documents that are needed for you to go to the United Kingdom as a nurse aide. This is exactly what we're going to be discussing in this video. Maybe a friend of yours in the United Kingdom or a relative said you need to work on the United Kingdom so that you can come as a nurse aide or as a nurse assistant and things like that. Or maybe you've actually heard the social buzz right now that is happening of people or a friend that shared a photo on their status that they're in the United Kingdom as a nurse aide, and you need to understand exactly which steps to take and where you need to start from. This is exactly what we're going to be discussing. It's for people that are just getting started and they have no idea exactly what to do. Hello and welcome. My name is Kuda Online. I'm on a mission. My mission is to share the important information that you need to know about traveling to the United Kingdom as a nurse aide. If you miss a lot of my videos, I've done quite a lot and I've gotten a lot of feedback about those videos. Go ahead, I've added a description in the comment section or in the description that will take you to my other videos and other social platforms like Facebook and WhatsApp that you can be part of and learn about the whole process. And again, I want you to make sure that you're subscribed to my YouTube channel because I do publish a lot of these important videos. And if you're a returning visitor, please give this video a thumbs up. Again, don't forget to subscribe. You don't want to miss any of my awesome videos. Now, back to our issue of the list of documents that are needed. So, I'm going to go ahead and break down into parts exactly what you need to do and the meaning of that document and why is it important. So right now, let us look at our screen. I'm going to be also going on looking at my computer right now, and then I'm going to be reading some of the important information that is there. So number one, the thing that you need is a valid passport if you need to go to the kingdom. Number two, up-to-date CV. Number three, TB test results. Number four, IELTS UK VI results certificate. Number five, you need training certificates, and then you need number seven, care standard certificates. Number eight, police clearance. Number nine, proof of residence of your recent address. Number two reference letters with company logo headed, and then you need driver's license that is already expired, and also maybe an international driver's license and a vaccination COVID card. So this is a list of about 12 things that you need to produce. And again, if you have family and dependents, you may need to have other things that I'm going to be discussing on a later stage. So before I go over to explaining these documents one by one, I want you to understand that these documents are going to be required in stages. So let us look at the 3 stages that are needed, okay? I'm just going to cut down this topic a little bit about the 3 stages. Number one, you need to get your documents to your employer, the person who's going to get you the job. Number two, you need to get these documents to the United Kingdom visa application, okay? So you're going to be, from the list that we read, you're going to take some of those documents and then you just apply. And then the last part, the third part, is that you need to actually do this for your family. If you're a family person, you are a wife or a husband, and you have kids that you need to travel with, then again, those are the 3 categories. I'm not going to dwell much on that because I've done a video already that explains exactly what those type of documents and when to use them. The video is called "Before You Send the Documents to an Employer, Here's What You Need to Do." Now let us go back to the list that I've just indicated in the first place. Number one, we are looking at your valid passport. So when you're getting a visa, you need to understand that your passport has to be within the category that the United Kingdom website speculates, okay? So I'm going to tell you that if you need to understand, like, sometimes you may have a passport that is about to expire, go to the United Kingdom website and then you can read, like, your passport has to have enough pages of this much and it has to expire after this much, so that you can understand if you need to get a new passport or not. So I'm talking, the first set of people that I'm talking to is the main applicant, the person who is going to do the work, okay? So number two, we're looking at the updated CV. So the term updated CV can sound a little bit confusing, and I'm going to explain what it means. Updated CV, we are looking at you getting to United Kingdom as a care worker. Sometimes maybe you have been in a different industry and you want to switch and become a care worker. What it simply means is that an updated CV simply means that you have to go through the training of how to become a nurse aide there's a lot of institutes that a lot of people use. Some do online learning, some do physical learning. They go to an actual class. And I've done a video as well because I've been getting a lot of questions of people that were asking me, should I do it online? Should I do it offline? What is the best way? I've done a video. Please go ahead and check that out. Now, point number 3, there is what is known as UKVI English tests. So in order for you to migrate to the United Kingdom as a caretaker, they need to test your English. So they test 4 things. Number 1, they test your reading ability, they test your writing ability, they test your listening ability, and they test your speaking ability. As you may have noticed, I speak so fluently, isn't it? Okay, so they need to test that. So you're supposed to go through a test that you go and sit in an exam, and you should make sure that you pass. This is a requirement that is needed by the United Kingdom government. If you don't pass that, you won't be granted a visa. This is the reason why right behind me, as you can see, there's a lot of big space, open space. There are some charts right there, and there's some chairs. This is where we are doing the preparation training for your final exam before you write the final test to the British Council. So if you want to attend this class, please make sure that you check out our website, our partnership website, which is called nyadeonline.com. I'm going to put their website on the link right now, on the screen right now, and so that you can learn what we are doing. So number 5, we are looking at degrees and trainings. So a lot of people, they have been in other industries. Say for example, you've been in the property industry. Okay, so basically this is when you produce your training and degrees for that, so that you can say, okay, this is where I'm coming from. And again, once you have done and completed your nurse aid training, you can add it there to say, I'm qualified to become a nurse aid or a care assistant. There are several number of institutes that have actually explained that offers that. And then number 7 that we're talking about the care standard certificates. A lot of people, they get confused when I talk about this, but I've done again another video that explains in detail what a care standard certificate, but I'm going to try and explain that in a very short space of time so that you can actually move to the next point. Now, the care standard certificates, basically there is an organization which is called, let me not mention the name, I've mentioned that name in the other video. So this organization looks at the person who is about to start the journey as a care worker, and they look at you and say, have you done this kind of training? So it's a mandate that you do that kind of training. There are different institutes that offers this. You can do it on your own, or you can have your employer recommend a website where you can actually learn from. And some of the trainings are done physically. Again, this is really up to you. There are so many institutes that teaches that. I've covered that in my other video. It's a requirement that is needed. Number 8, we're looking at police clearance. Before you travel, they need to check your travel history, if you've got criminal records and things like that. Probably you're someone who is escaping from crime, or maybe you're on trial and things like that. So you should produce a police clearance, and that police clearance is done at your local police. Just go to your local police and then you can get that done. There's proof of residence. You need to show them what is needed, where you stay. So again, one of the important things that in Zimbabwe, a lot of you are tenants, okay, that's the word. You may not have proof of residence, but I've seen a lot of people using an affidavit from the police, and that is something that also works as proof of residence. And then there's 2 reference letters. So in order for you to get the job, they need to know where you're coming from. One of the things that a lot of people do is that they go and get a reference letter from where they have learned the nurse aid training, or they get the reference letter from where they've actually done the attachment. Because when you do nurse aid training, part of their package is that you do the theory part and then you do the attachment, and then they give you the letter that, okay, this person has done an attachment and they've been working with us as a nurse aid. So that is important. So you are asked to produce 2 reference letters. Now these 2 reference letters can be from any industry actually, but it depends from the person that is employing you, the person that is hiring you to become a care worker. That is your employer or sponsor. If you may have heard that buzz on social media that sponsors this, sponsors that. So a sponsor can decide to say, I want 2 reference letters from the industry, or I want 2 reference letters outside the industry. But reference letters basically is for track record, so that they can actually find out who the person you are. And then point number 11, a copy of your driver's license. Again, I'm not going to dwell much on why you need a driver's license. It's simply because I've done again another video that explains why you need a driver's license and is it important or not. Should I get a driver's license? Is it a must and things like that? Make sure you get to watch that video as well. And again, there's COVID vaccination that you need to do. I've traveled between countries. Sometimes I don't get asked this COVID certificate, okay? The certificate I don't get asked. Sometimes when I get to the airport, I randomly get asked like, can you show us your certificate? I always keep it in my wallet and then I just show them. So you need to get to do that. So these are the list of 12 things that a main applicant needs for them to get to the United Kingdom. Working on these documents can take a lot of time and needs a lot of patience, and sometimes, in fact, in most times, it costs money. So you need to be very, very patient with this process. I get asked a lot of questions with a lot of people in our WhatsApp groups of people that are asking, how do I get started and things like that. I can sense from the tone of their voice and the tone of their texts and conversations that these people, they don't have a lot of patience. If you're going to do this process, then you're going to need a lot of patience. Now, I've just covered the 12 things that are needed. Now, let's look at the extra things that are needed if you are this kind of a person. I'm talking to a lot of people. Sometimes you may be a single person, you are married or divorced, or sometimes you're looking after kids that are not yours. So now we're looking at this now as an extra that you need to work on so that you can actually travel. A very good example that I can give is a family person. Let's say I'm applying to the United Kingdom as a care worker and I need to bring my wife and my kids and some of the kids that I look after. So I need to make sure, number one, the dependents that I'm coming with, they have valid passports, number one. And then number two, they've got TB tests, okay? Number three, they've got police clearance if they are under 18 years. If they are over 18 years, I mean to say. If they are over 18 years, they need a police clearance. And a vaccination card that is needed as well. I'm not really sure for minors if they're going to get a vaccination card, like someone who is 5 years old or 3 years old. But when they travel, these people, they may need a COVID test. Okay, so you can actually do that as an alternative to a COVID certificate. But if someone is maybe over 18 years, if they're allowed to get the certificate, then you can do that. And again, if someone is over 18 years, then they might need 16 years, I would say they might need a driver's license. It's an added advantage when they cross over to get to the United Kingdom. One last thing that I need to emphasize on is the sole custodianship. Or I would say it's called guardianship. Please, mind you, I'm not a lawyer. I'm just giving you advice based on my experience. This information, you get it from the court or you can get it from the lawyer. Please consult with your lawyer about how the sole custodianship works or the guardianship works. Basically, we're looking at a situation whereby my name is Kuda. Probably I'm married to someone. When I got married, I had kids from the previous relationship. Okay? And then I got married to someone and then we are looking after our kids together. Now, what we need is a document that is called sole custodianship or guardianship. That proves that Kuda and his newly wedded wife are looking after these kids. Or it can be the same with my wife. Probably my wife came into our relationship with kids from the previous relationship. And we are looking after those kids together. And when we travel to the United Kingdom, we need to travel with them. You need that kind of document so that when you're applying for the visa, you get to upload those documents. Again, we're looking at a situation that probably a relative of mine passed away. You know how it goes in the Shona culture. You know, in Zinaga. You know, when they sit down after a funeral, they decide who's going to be looking after these kids. And they're going to point out to me that, okay, Kuda, your relative is actually passed away. And we're giving you the responsibility to look after these kids. Sometimes it ends just on the funeral. But the law says you're supposed to get the sole custodianship for those kids. So in that case, let's say a deceased relative or a disabled relative or whatever the case is, you need to get the documents from the lawyer that is called sole custodianship and things like that. I'm not going to dwell much on that. Please consult your lawyer and get the proper advice. I do have lawyers that I work with. I can give a recommendation here so that you can actually ask them questions. I'm going to add their details in the description. Again, the last thing that I'm going to talk about is an extra, is a marriage certificate. There is proof that is needed for you to travel with your wife or your husband. that you are married together. The United Kingdom website, again, explains the types of proof that is needed to show that you are married to this person. One of them, when I read the article on the actual United Kingdom website, it said that you need maybe a joint bank account. A joint bank account is whereby my name is Kuda and I have a bank account that has got my wife's name there and myself. And this bank account should be running, and I can just produce that statement to say that, look, we have got a joint bank account for these number of years, so this proves that I've been staying with this person and we have kids together. Again, it's uncommon for people in Zimbabwe to do that, because Kuda, when he has this bank account, he doesn't want to show his wife, and if my wife has a bank account, she doesn't want to share that with me. Another proof that you can show is that a property that you own together, probably a name in my name and my wife's name or my partner's name, I can just show that as proof. But the easiest one to get is a marriage certificate. So basically, if you need to travel with your family, you need to make sure that you are legally married, because at the end of the day, when you're applying for the visa, you need to show evidence of your marriage to your partner so that you can actually apply for them. Let me just recap. I've actually come to the end of this video. Let me just recap exactly what I've just mentioned. In this video, I was talking about the 12 important documents that you need to have when you're applying to the United Kingdom as a nurse aide. So for single people, you just need those 12 things, and you need to give yourself a lot of time, and this process needs a lot of patience and a lot of money as well. Some of you may not have that money. And again, if you're a family person, you need to bring over dependents, then you are going to need what is known as extras. Now, these extras includes things like the passport, the sole custodianship that I've explained, guardianship, TB test, and you also need a marriage certificate to prove that you're married to that person. And again, let me conclude. My video may have a lot of mistakes, but you know what? I'm few steps ahead of others. If I made an error, please contribute in the comment section to add on to what I've actually missed, to add on to the mistake that I've actually done. The reason why I'm actually doing this video is because someone requested that I can do this video, because they're just getting started with the process and they don't really understand what needs to be done. Again, what you need to do is to watch all the previous videos that I've done, and I've added a link in the description, in the comment as well. That will take you back to all the videos that I've actually done in the past. I guarantee you that a lot of people that have gone through my videos first before they start anything, they have an understanding of what is needed and what it takes to become a nurse aide and work in the United Kingdom. And they actually happen to make speed much faster. Invest a lot of time and learning from the videos and the videos of others that they have done, and you will thank me later. With that said, just double check if you're subscribed to my channel, and thank you so much for watching this video. I look forward to seeing you on more of my videos, and bye for now.